Hello, I'm Noelle.
And I'm Marisa, and welcome back to
Take It Home. Woo! Week number 4. So today we're going to be talking about traveling in your 20s, something we both love. We both love to travel. And today, our drink of the day, of the week, I guess.
our sip of the week.
Our sip of the week.
We're getting right into it. Brazilian lemonade. I don't know what else to say. Okay. So it's
amazing.
It's limeade. I don't know why. So I got this recipe off of the New York Times cooking app, which I love. But it's called limonada, or Brazilian lemonade in parentheses. But it's limeade. So I don't know what the story is there.
And I did just come back from Brazil, so it's the perfect drink for this episode. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God.
It's so good, you guys.
Like, it is so good. I'm going to describe it to you. It's tangy from the lime, but it's also creamy.
It's
from the
creamy.
condensed milk. And what else? Sugar?
So yeah, it's limes, sweetened condensed milk, sugar, ice, and water. It's literally so easy. You don't even have to peel the limes. You blend it up with the limes in there.
Which is crazy town.
The lime peels in there. And then you like strain it through a fine mesh strainer and it gets all of the peels out. It's really good. Yeah.
Highly recommend Brazilian lemonade.
I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
I kind of had a feeling. I didn't think it would be that easy, but I had a feeling it would be this good.
And we have leftover ingredients so we can make more.
Nothing I love better than creaminess mixed with tanginess.
It's a good combo.
Before we get into our discussion on travel, we got to do our thing that made us smile this week.
Yes, we do.
Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
You go first because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay,
so.
I actually haven't even told you about this because I was so exhausted after my tour the other day. So one of my side hustle jobs is I'm a tour guide in New York City for food tours. So I take people around different neighborhoods, show them where to eat. It's honestly really fun. I love it. And I had these 2 guests on my tour the other day who were so freaking sweet. It was a dad and his daughter. They were visiting from Seoul, South Korea. Aww. And they were just so sweet. And at the end of my tour, the daughter, I think she was around 13, she came up to me and said, "We got something for you." And I was like, "What? What is it?" And they handed me this porcelain coaster from South Korea. And they were like, "It's a gift for you from South Korea." And they put a note on the back that has their email address. And they're like, "This is Kenneth and Lucy. If you're ever visiting South Korea, please email us and we'll give you all of our recommendations."
Oh my God.
It something about it. I literally called my dad after and I was like, "Dad, the sweetest thing happened." They were just so sweet throughout the whole tour too. It was her first time visiting the United States, not the dad's, but they were just videotaping the whole thing.
That's so sweet. Like, I want to cry. I'm not even kidding.
Like, they literally got me this fancy coaster. I can't believe I hadn't told you that.
Wait, I want to see it.
I'll show it to you. Yeah, it's in there.
Oh.
I'm always just so exhausted after my tours that sometimes when you're like, "How's your tour?" I'm just like, "Good." And I don't share the details, but that is a detail that made me smile so hard the other day.
That is so sweet.
It warmed my heart. So that's my smile of the week. What was yours?
That one.
Thank you.
Okay, I have like a couple I could choose from.
Oh, she's had a lot of smiles.
Yeah. Okay, I've decided. One of our best friends is getting married.
Who? Just kidding.
Her name is Michaela.
Michaela.
Or Miss Meek, as we like to call her.
Miss Meek.
We had plans to we're both bridesmaids also.
Bridesmaids check.
Yes, very fun times. And she's having all of her bridesmaids wear different colors and different styles of dresses. So she has like a palette that she wants, people to stick to, but it's not, no specific color, no specific style. She wants everyone to be like, wear what they want to wear, what makes them feel good.
Which is why we love Miss Meek.
Yes. So I've been thinking about what I want to wear, but my goal was like, I would love to thrift a dress. I feel like whenever I go thrifting or shopping in general, I always find things when I'm not looking for something specific. And then when I am looking, I'm like, I'm going to look for a bridesmaid's dress. You're not going to find anything.
Never happens.
So
when you're looking.
Michaela and I had plans to hang out the other day, and she was like, do you want to go look for bridesmaid's dresses? And I was like, sure. I don't really know where to look for that in the city, but like I would love to thrift. Like maybe we can find something cool or just look or get ideas or whatever. So we're thrifting around Williamsburg, and the first place we stopped, it wasn't even like a curated thrift store. It was like a very chill one. I found this really cool golden type dress, but it's like a 2-piece set. And I was like, okay, this looks kind of cool. It kind of fits the vibe. I doubt it'll like fit me, but like, let me try it on. Of course, I tried on and it literally fits me like
a glove.
Like a glove. It was made in the 90s, like early 2000s. And I bought it and it was $70, you guys.
Slay.
Like for my dress,
That's a steal.
I was expecting to pay like hundreds. So that just made me so happy.
And it's beautiful too.
And I love it. Like I always love finding things that, are unique. And
I still haven't seen it on.
Yeah, I sent Noelle pictures, but she hasn't seen it on in person.
But I like the photos.
Yes. I have to get it dry cleaned, and then I have to just get, I just want to shorten the straps like a tiny, tiny bit. And that's all I need to do to it. That just made me happy because it was very unexpected and...
You can cross that off the list of to-dos.
Exactly. That's,
Bridesmaid's dress, check.
It's another thing to be able to check off. And the fact that I only had to pay $70, like I feel like I might have spent more on the shoes that I find for it. Like
seriously. Well, that is an amazing thing that made you smile.
It is.
You found your bridesmaid's dress, something that you were stressed about a little.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't stressed about it actually. But
okay, just kidding.
I was hoping.
Well, now you don't have to be.
Yeah, I'm just glad that I could do it in like a cool way. Like secondhand, vintage, fits perfect.
Yeah.
Cheap.
And y'all know I'm going to be going to lulus.com, buying something so probably basic. Actually, hopefully not. Anyways.
Sometimes the most basic dresses, though, they're nice. They look good. Everyone loves them for a reason.
Exactly. Okay, that is very true. So yay, you got your dress.
Yay.
Slay. Should we talk about our topic? I did just come back from a trip to Brazil. And it was amazing town, which is why we wanted to do the travel episode. We've actually been talking about this for a while. I was like, the first episode we do when I get back from my trip needs to be a travel-sode.
Yeah. While it's fresh, let's hear all your stories.
Oh my gosh, where do I begin? Well, first of all, I'm a travel girl. I love traveling. Been obsessed with it ever since I studied abroad. I am one of those people who's like annoying about the fact that I studied abroad because it was amazing. But ever since then, I've just been really passionate about traveling and seeing the world. And so one of my best friends in the world, Kendall, shout out Kendall. We've been besties since we always say in the womb, because we were friends. Our parents were friends before we were even born, but we've been saying for a very long time that we wanted to do a big adventurous backpacking trip around South America. And this was the time to do it because she had just graduated from grad school and my life is flexible right now. And I had been saving up. That's another thing too. I wanted to make sure that I could do it financially because travel can be very expensive. So I was saving some of my tips from tour guiding over the past year and I was able to make it work. Slay. So we went with 2 other friends, Danny and Jill, shout out. We're all friends through Kendall. And the 3 of us backpacked throughout Brazil for 2.5 weeks. It was amazing. We saw so many beautiful sights. We saw Iguazu Falls, which is the largest system of waterfalls in the world, which is crazy. It's just all of these waterfalls together in one place. They're huge. They're stunning. We went to a national park that I'm always butcher the name, Linsois Marineses. It's just miles and miles and miles of never-ending sand dunes. And only 2 months out of the year, the dunes fill with rainwater, so it turns into little blue lagoons throughout the sand dunes. So it's literally just dune after dune with lagoons that you can swim in.
Dunes and lagoons.
Dunes and lagoons.
The pictures looked so cool.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. So we did that. It also took us an hour to get from the entrance of the national park to the actual dunes. So we're pretty much sitting on the back of this truck. And our driver was like, we go fast. And of course, the four of us were like, yes, we want that. And then after we said that, once he started driving, we were like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't have told him that we wanted to go fast, because they were whipping us through this forest. It was crazy. We were bouncing everywhere.
Oh
Boobies bouncing. We were all just wearing bathing suit tops, and we were like, oh my.
Wait, and how long was this ride?
An hour.
Oh
an hour
God.
there, and then an hour back. And we, like, sharp turns. We were like,
how were you not like sick?
dude, I don't know. I think we were laughing too hard to be sick.
Hour
But
of that?
Yes, I'm being so dead ass right now. An hour of us being whipped around, like bouncing like crazy. Like, it was so crazy, but it was so funny. We were laughing so hard. We're like holding on to our hats.
Oh
like,
my God.
I had my backpack like in between my legs, like wrapped up. But it was honestly so much fun. It was a fun journey to get there. So that was a crazy day. Very fun. Our tour guide Diego was so funny. He made us walk up this really big hill for no reason, and he like ran to the top and was taking selfies with us while we were walking and sweating and heavy breathing, trying to follow him up there.
Did he like give you a reason to walk up the hill? Like, did he have an empty promise?
So no, he was like, so we were going to a specific viewpoint, I guess, but there were a set of stairs right next to a sandy hill, and he was like, no, we take the hill. And like, it turns out we could have just taken the stairs, and he was just like laughing at us the whole time. And then it was too late because we missed the entrance to the stairs. So we were just like trudging up, and he was laughing and taking selfies with us while we were struggling, but still love him. It was funny. I loved Rio de Janeiro so much. It was so beautiful. Nightlife was so fun. Perfect mix of nature, but also city vibes. It's the only, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but this is what I learned while I was there. It's the only urban city with a national park in it, which is crazy. So we literally,
so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. So we went to a national park in Rio. And I also saw an acai palm tree where they have acai berries, and heart of palm grows on the same tree as acai. Crazy stuff,
That
man.
is a crazy fact that I did not.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah. They grow on the same tree, which is crazy.
They're not similar.
So they're not similar. Point is, we had so many incredible adventures, but the group was just so great too. We got along so well. We were laughing so much, meeting lots of people. Of course, you guys know I came back with like 5 boyfriends. It was just of course, it was so fun. But after Brazil, I actually went to Costa Rica by myself. First time solo traveling ever. It's been calling to me for a couple of years now. I've been like, I really want to solo travel, but I'm scared, just being a young girly poo with, not an unlimited amount of funds yet. And I don't know. I was just a little scared, but it's something that I wanted to challenge myself to do. And I was like, you know what? While I'm already on a big trip, why don't I just beat bop over to another country for a week and just go by myself and see how it goes? So I was in Costa Rica all by myself for a week. I highly recommend solo traveling if it's something you're able to do. I liked it a lot. I mean, I would maybe prefer to go with bestie friends because you can laugh and experience things together, but it was just a completely different kind of experience. It was like, it forced me, one, to talk to people everywhere. I was forced to make friends and step out of my comfort zone. And then you also just have so much freedom. I was like, wow, I can eat whatever I feel like eating for dinner. I can go do whatever I want to do. And I'm just here to experience life and have fun. I took a surfing lesson. I went out clubbing with people from my hostels. Yeah. And so I was also staying in public hostel rooms the whole time. So this was not giving fancy schmancy, which, you know, I love fancy schmancy, but I could not afford to do that. This time around. So public hostel rooms, sleeping with other people for the entire week in a little bunk bed. But it was amazing. Such a cool experience. Costa Rica's stunning. Yeah, I don't even really know what else to say. I just kind of had the time of my life this summer. I'm very grateful that I was able to do that. I've already started saving up for the next trip,
which I will be going on.
Yes, and Pete's going on the next one, of course. Yeah.
I was invited to Brazil, you guys.
She was invited, yes.
It was my personal choice to sit this one out.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. I had to get my life together. I didn't feel like I was in a place to be able to do that. You know, we will be ready for the next one.
Yeah. It's good to take time to reset too. Like you can't be going all the time. So
yeah.
Next summer, you'll be rejuvenated.
Yeah, because we went on a big trip last summer, Noelle and I together.
We did.
And it took me a while to recover from that.
Yeah. Financially. Oh my gosh.
After that trip, I've been very on top of things. I've been saving a lot more. I've learned how to manage my money. And now I feel like I'd actually be ready to like travel in a place where I'm not putting myself behind. Yeah. And that makes me excited.
It's just hard when you're young and in your 20s and adventurous like we are. Like travel is just one of my biggest passions ever. I have such a big bucket list of places I want to go to. And it stresses me out sometimes when I think about it because I'm like, it's hard because we're young. A lot of people have the mindset of like, oh, work really hard now and you can travel when you retire. Y'all. I'm not going to lie. Some of the stuff I did when I was in Brazil, literally when we were sitting on the back of that truck bumping around, we were like, we do not want to do this when we're 60.
Well, like also, you could die before then. Like, not to get morbid, but like you have to find a balance of you can't just save everything for later.
Exactly. But you don't know what life has in store. COVID happened. No one was expecting that.
Yeah, I do think it's important to travel when you can, especially, I mean, it's hard because everyone says your 20s are like the best time to do it. Like you're maybe not tied down to a location, a person, maybe you don't have kids, you know, like
and being single too for us too.
Yeah, just like you probably have the most freedom that you'll ever have in your life, depending on where you are. But that's definitely where we are. And things change as you get older and it makes those things a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But the financial aspect is like, you know, people are way more stable in their 30s.
I think a lot of people assume that you have to be really rich to travel as well. Like I am definitely one of those people who you look at on Instagram and you're like, how is she affording to do all of these things?
But there are also ways to travel like on a budget.
There are so many ways and people don't realize that.
Especially, I don't know, a lot of other countries are not as expensive as New York City, especially. It's more about just like getting there, and then once you're there, things aren't as expensive.
I always like to use this example. I went to Thailand a couple years ago with two of my friends, Mason and Travis. I spent less than $1,000 on the entirety of the trip. That includes...
And you were there for...
I was there for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, crazy.
That includes every single place we stayed, every meal we had, everything. And I got a free flight. I had enough credit card points to literally get a free round trip flight to and from Thailand. So free flight. And then once you get over there, it is so insanely cheap. Like I would get a meal and like I would eat the best pad thai I've ever had in my life, and it would be $1.50 in US dollars.
That makes me laugh.
And in New York City, that's like $25. I mean, I'm sure you could find cheaper, but yeah. So there's ways to do it. Like you don't have to travel and go stay at a luxury resort or hotel. Like the reason why I'm able to do half of these things is because I stay in hostels where you pay like literally $15 a night. And and I didn't check a bag a single time on my trip. I only brought a backpack. And so last year when we went to Madrid and Italy, the reason why we went in the first place is because we had, luckily, free places to stay in both countries.
Which is another hack. Like if you have friends and family in other countries, like go visit them if they're willing to have you.
The more you travel too, the more you meet people who are also traveling. And now I have so many new friends that I like follow on Instagram who are like, come to Colombia, you can stay with me. Come to Argentina, you can stay with me. And I'm always like, you have a free place to stay in New York City. And I made one friend from Argentina, and you can tell like she actually means it too when she's like, you can come stay with me. And I'm like, I have a free place you can stay in New York City. I have an air mattress. And she's like, that would actually be really helpful because I've always wanted to go, but it's so expensive and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I would be so happy to like have people come stay with me. And then, you know, they'll open up your home to you too. So the more you travel, the more you chat with people, you have places to stay around the world. I always hear of people who have been traveling for a long time who just make friends everywhere and then have people to stay with.
Isn't there something where you can like swap houses with someone from a different country?
Yes. That's also, what is that movie called with Cameron Diaz and
my God.
Kate Winslet?
Wait, I just watched this recently.
It's like, it's a Christmas movie.
Is it Love Actually?
We watched it together. Is it Love Actually?
No, it's not. It's not.
What is Love Actually?
I haven't seen that one either. Well, okay. We watched this movie because Wait, why did we watch was this at Christmas?
I think you, me, and Claire watched it, I think.
That did not feel like it was that long ago. But we were like trying to watch a Christmas movie and you were like, you've never seen this one? And I was like, no, I don't feel like haven't even heard of it. But it's Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet.
Jack Black is in it too.
And they swap homes for the summer or something. No, not
for
the summer.
Christmas.
They swap a Christmas movie for the holiday season. And
I think
things happen. Yeah. I don't know what it's called. What's the movie called, guys?
Is it Love Actually? Comment down below. What is that movie called?
I don't think that's Love Actually.
What is Love I feel like a lot of these movies have the same title. Anytime someone says Love Actually, I think of that movie with Nat Wolff too, Stuck in Love. And they are not the same thing. Or are they? Because I don't know what Love Actually is. They might be the same. Do you know what Stuck in Love is?
No, I've never heard of that.
Is it good? We have to watch it together. It's so good.
Oh, okay.
It like makes you cry though.
I love a movie that makes me cry.
It's like 3 different couples. And it's just about them.
Are you okay?
Sorry, I was getting a little emotional.
Ooh.
Anyways, back to traveling. Well, we've talked about I guess the financial aspect of it and stuff, but maybe we share some funny stories or something.
We should delve in. And we touched on our Italy trip in the first episode.
It was so fun.
It really was. Mind you, this was my first time going to Europe. There are also so many places I want to go.
Overwhelming.
This was my first time in Europe. I was incredibly excited because it was a dream of mine. It definitely lived up to my expectations. I miss it all the time. I want to go back.
And we are.
And we are.
Shout out Polly.
Polly's Noelle's mother.
That's my mom.
She's the best. She started a study abroad program.
Because she's a queen.
For opera in Florence, Italy.
My mom is an opera singer and a voice teacher at Elon University, where we went to school. And yeah, she worked on this for like 8 years, just making it a thing. Because my mom loves Italy. She's sung opera in Italy many times before. And so it was one of her dreams to start her own program. So she collaborated with a school there in Florence, or a university, I guess. And now she goes... It used to be every summer. She's going more like every other summer now since COVID. But she gets a group of students from Elon and they go and sing opera in Florence for a month every summer.
It's the coolest thing ever.
And it's a sleigh for me too. I am obviously so proud of her. And that's incredible. And she always says, she's like, everybody thinks I'm going on vacation for a month. I am not. I am working my butt off. which is true. She works really, really hard while she's there. But I mean, like, that's a fun place to work. But of course, every year she goes, I'm like, okay, free place for me. Mom, I'm coming. And last year I was like, I'm coming and I'm bringing Pete with me this year. We literally slept on my mom's floor.
Yes, we did. We on an air mattress. Was it air mattress or some sort of mattress on the floor?
Literally.
In the living room, which was perfect.
Dude, that kind of stuff is just so funny to me because we're posting like on the beach in Italy, like in all these fancy places and stuff, but we're not posting that we're sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't give a hoot about that. Like, we had a mattress on the floor. It was fine. It's just funny. Social media only shows, like, a tiny percentage of things.
Exactly.
But it was so fun. I wouldn't have wanted to do it any other way. It was so silly.
I loved Florence.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I want to go back so bad.
Beautiful city.
So beautiful. And just, like, everything you would expect it to be. Like,
amazing
so cute
food.
And
Sandwich Chic, my favorite sandwich place in the world.
amazing food, and like waking up and drinking a cappuccino every day. I don't know, you guys. Like, sometimes I think that I need to live in Italy. I'm not even kidding.
You know, I think I could see that for you.
Yeah. I just love like Italian culture, but it was very fun.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
It's just so fun to explore a new city and see how people do things so differently. Like, I don't know. I feel like everybody should. Sorry, there's this
loud siren.
Travel is just so important. Honestly, it's interesting to me that some people don't have a desire to travel. No judgment, but that is interesting to me. I feel like it's so good for your soul and like just the human experience to go to a new place, see how things are done differently, see so much history too.
We saw so much history in Italy and Spain. Like,
shit there's old, y'all.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I'm going to talk about being a tour guide again. Anytime I have like especially Europeans or whatever, people from countries that were founded a long time ago before the United States, I always make jokes because I'm like, this was the first house built in Greenwich Village and it was built back in 1799. And then like, if there's Europeans on my tour, I'm always like, I know that's not very old for you guys, but it is for us. But it's so true. Like, you see really, really crazy old stuff. It's just so, and all of the art, like the ceiling art, it's so beautiful.
It's unreal. I can't believe people created those things.
Crazy. Overall, the trip was 10 out of 10. We did have a couple of mishaps.
Which, it's what shapes a trip. Like,
we love the things that go wrong sometimes, depending on what it is and how bad it is.
One of the funniest things, so when we flew into Rome, so we wanted to, well, you had been to Rome, but I wanted to see Rome and it made sense to fly in there. We stayed in Rome for one night in a hostel. The next day, we had like the next morning and afternoon in Rome, and we did like a lot of the touristy things. Like we saw the Vatican and
Colosseum
and the Trevi Fountain. Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah, the Trevi Fountain.
All that stuff.
We made wishes.
But that night we were supposed to get on a train to go to Florence, which was going to be the bulk of our trip, stay with Polly. So we got on the wrong train somehow.
I don't know how we found that out. I think it might have been when we passed Florence. It might have literally been when we passed through Florence. And I was like,
So our train was going
north,
which we were going north, but it took us to north.
So we passed through Florence.
Yes. So like our first day in Italy, basically, we get on the complete wrong train. But thank God it wasn't going to like Sicily.
Oh my God. If it was going down south, that would have been awful. We would have been so far away from Florence. So at least it was headed in the right direction. So we ended up just going like an hour and a half above Florence in Bologna. And then we were able to get on a train to Florence.
Yeah, it was a bit of a struggle.
Dude, I just am so grateful that we were only an hour and a half away from Florence.
Oh my God.
Like, we could have ended up so
like in the south,
far away. Like an 8-hour train ride away. Like, that could have been so bad.
That would have been so scary.
And also, no one checked our tickets on any of the freaking trains except for the one we didn't get tickets for.
So, and then of course they check and they're like, this was for a different time. Like, you need to purchase a ticket. And then it ended up being more expensive than it would have been. And it was a whole deal.
Yeah, because we ended up having to buy 2 sets of tickets, right? Because we actually did buy tickets just for a different time. Mm-hmm. So we were like, it's fine. We can just get on an earlier train. So then we had to pay like double.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what happened.
That's karma.
That is karma.
Karma's a bitch. I should have known better. If I had a wish, I would have never effed around. When I saw the way you looked at her.
Whoa, you just sounded like her for a second.
I felt the knife twist. Wait, Bette Davis eyes.
Wait, why do you sound like her?
Because I like listen to it a lot, Looky. She's got Betty Dave. Wait, what are some?
Betty Davis eyes. She's got Betty Davis eyes.
We're talking about Jojo Siwa, by the way.
Okay, anyways,
another mishap of ours is we took a day trip. Well, this wasn't even fully our fault, but we took a day trip from Florence. Not day trip, an overnight, one day trip to
Cinque
Terre, which is on the coast of Italy.
Beautiful, stunning.
It was stunning. It's like a beach town.
But
the day we went, we're in the like middle of June, early July, peak summer. Mm-hmm. And we get there. It's like pouring rain the entire time.
Yes. And we brought our rolling suitcases, which can normally be pretty fine and dandy, but not in Cinque Terre.
It's all stairs.
Literally, the whole city is stairs. It is so hard to navigate.
It's like narrow stairs, cliffs. Like, it was kind of scary.
Like, we were literally having to lug our suitcases up so many flights of stairs, down another set of stairs, up this flight. Oh, we took a wrong turn. Got to turn back around. It took us forever to find our Airbnb.
And my suitcase was heavy, you guys. Like, yeah. It was not fun.
We should have packed backpacks
for
like a night.
For that, why didn't we do that? Because I had my backpack, I think. Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't know either.
But yeah,
that was not smart.
That was a mistake.
So yeah, we quickly realized that was a mistake.
You literally can't Uber or anything in Cinque Terre either. It's like it is only by foot.
The town is stairs.
The town is
there's no
stairs.
no cars.
Dead ass.
Yeah, and it was like cold and rainy when we were there.
I know,
and it just
we felt weird.
I think I started to get anxious, and then you felt the same way. Like, we went to dinner, we had a nice dinner, and then
I like almost had a panic attack. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We had a really cute Airbnb, I will say.
Very cute.
It was adorable, beautiful views, but the vibes were just off. And yeah, you were actually like, you were gonna have a panic attack.
I totally forgot about that. We were leaving dinner. We were gonna go to a bar just to like do something, and I was like we have to go, which doesn't happen very often. Like I used to stay getting panic attacks, but that doesn't happen anymore. Shout out fluoxetine 20 milligrams. But yeah, I randomly almost had a panic attack. I think when my physical state is off, and I guess this is most people, but especially if you struggle with like mental health, if my physical self is off, my mental self will be off too. And we just hadn't been sleeping, like only eating pasta and pizza, which is fine and amazing, but
drinking every day,
drinking alcohol every single day. Yeah, just still jet lagged.
And just traveling in general. Whoa, loud car. And traveling in general will just take it out of you.
And then getting to Cinque Terre, we're lugging suitcases on the stairs. It's pouring down rain. I just feel like, I don't know. I felt very off, and I just got really, really anxious, and I felt like I was going to have a panic attack. Yeah. So crazy. I forgot about that.
And I wasn't going to have a panic attack, but I felt really off too. Like, I felt so anxious. It was such a weird thing. I felt very like trapped in where we were.
Yeah.
Because it is that like a beach town and it's raining. So like we expected to spend the day on the beach and swim and stuff. And we weren't able to do that. Mm-hmm. And it's all stairs and it's like slippery and it was cold and raining and
we didn't have umbrellas or rain jackets. So we're just like
sandals,
soaked everywhere.
Sandals and like, it was also cold. It wasn't just raining. It was like chilly. There was nothing to really do other than eat. And
we ate the best pesto I've ever had on that pizza.
Pesto, wasn't it originated in Cinque Terre?
I think it was originated in Cinque Terre.
Yeah, so we had a pesto pizza that was really good.
So good.
But yeah, it was just a little scary.
Things were off. But then we started laughing really hard in the Airbnb about something.
Did?
Yes, we were laughing. What were we laughing at? I don't know. Maybe we weren't. Maybe I made that up.
I deleted social media for that trip, and then I felt so scared and off when we were in Cinque Terre that I re-downloaded it for some reason.
When you re-download TikTok to feel comfort.
Literally to like, I don't know, fall back on my like comfort habits.
Because I was like, good for your brain.
I was like, I need to lay in this bed and scroll on TikTok. Yeah, I don't know. Just an off time, but it happens.
And then we left Cinque Terre and went back to Florence for a day and felt better.
Yeah. It was one
weird.
Of those things.
Yeah, you can't expect everything to be perfect. One thing that like I used to struggle with as an anxious person was getting really anxious before trips, which sucked as someone who loves to travel. Like I remember before I went abroad, I had a really bad anxiety summer. Like I was just like having anxiety attacks and was freaking out in my head and just like did not feel good. And then as soon as I got to London, I was fine. But it was like a couple of months of me freaking out. Oh yeah, I studied abroad in London. That's where it was for 4 months. Best time ever. Loved it. And did a lot of traveling around while I was there too. But anyways, one thing that has helped me, because my anxiety was really bad before I went to Thailand too. I was like on the verge of a panic attack in the airport. I remember turning to Mason and Travis when we were boarding the plane and I was like, I'm having a panic attack. And they were like, okay. And I like had to like calm myself down and breathe. That never actually happened before Brazil. I mean, maybe I was anxious for like a little bit, like a day or two, but not bad at all, which is lit. But I think that one thing that's helped me, because I get in my head about things being perfect too. Like I'm like, oh, what if I'm anxious on this trip and then it ruins the vibes? And then it's like, because my anxiety is more like being anxious about being anxious, not like if the trip isn't perfect, like if we don't arrive everywhere on time, then it's going to suck. It's more like I don't want my anxiety to ruin the trip. Like I don't want to be anxious when I'm in a beautiful place, whatever. So then I get anxious about being anxious. Crazy stuff, man. But one thing that helped me was with my therapist. We talked a lot before I went to Thailand, and she was like, well, if you do get anxious while you're on the trip, like that's fine. She was like, people get anxious. One, like a trip isn't supposed to be perfect. It's about the life experience. And like, of course, it's amazing when there are perfect moments on a trip. And we had perfect moments on our trip too. And then we had a lot of moments that weren't perfect as well. And I think those add to it. It's about the life experience. And of course, it's having fun too. And I just got very lucky on my Brazil and Costa Rica trip where there was one day when I was like really hungover and having hangover scaries. And like, you know, at some point, people are in a bad mood at some point when you're traveling with people for that long. But overall, amazing experience. But that's not always the case. And there are lots of times when you travel and it's not perfect and things go wrong. Literally, when we were on our cross-country road trip and you dropped like a 20-pound weight on your foot.
Oh, we could go on and on about things that go wrong on trips.
Dude, and then we had to go to urgent care. Oh my God, this was also when my anxiety was bad. I was convinced, this is a TMI story. If you're a parent and you don't want to hear about a tampon inside of my body, skip forward.
But also get over it.
Sorry that we're women who have periods.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry we're women with periods.
No,
or
but
people
okay.
with
literally. Okay, so we talked about this. This is another big trip that we did, and it was a cross-country road trip. We literally went all around the country. The first day, because we were like in a little Jeep. There were a lot of things. There were 4 of us in a little Jeep Wrangler, and the trunk in the back literally looked like it was like a game of Tetris. Like it was all,
which I love,
which Noelle is really good at and I suck at. My brain just doesn't work in that way. We spend the night somewhere. We wake up in the morning. I go to open the trunk to get something out of it. For some reason, Mason had 30-pound weights in his trunk. They were in the trunk and one rolled out onto my foot. 30-pound weight, like dumbbell.
Were you wearing sandals?
I think I was actually wearing like sneakers, but they were
either way. That's still
not like barefoot, but they were like really thin sneakers, like not thick ones, and it, you guys, hurt so bad, like obviously. And it hurt for the rest of the trip. We were driving to our next destination. And then you are like...
So, okay, here's what happened. Well, first of all, when I was a senior in high school, I got a tampon stuck inside of me. And I literally had to go to urgent care to get it removed. And I've just been scared of that happening again ever since. Or scared that it'll happen and I don't realize it. And then I get toxic shock syndrome and die.
Yeah. That's
which wouldn't be fun.
Scary.
Anyways, but the chances of that happening are pretty slim, but I did have to get a tampon literally removed from my body from urgent care. So anyways, ever since then, I've been so particular about like remembering, like, okay, I took it out. Now I put another one in. And I think I just like mindlessly did it on our trip. Like normally, like I took a tampon out and then I put another one in. But then I was kind of like, did I take my tampon out before I put one in? Like, and then I just started really getting in my head about it. I remember texting Claire actually and was like, explain to me like what it's supposed to feel like, and she was sending me Google screenshots of like the cervix. I was like, I don't know if I'm touching my cervix or if I'm touching a tampon, but there's something. Yeah, turns out it was just my cervix. But
I can't believe you were touching your cervix.
Yeah. And I was like, what is it? I was like, is this a tampon or is this supposed to be here? Yeah. Ooh. And that's also on sexual health and women not freaking learning about their bodies.
Yeah.
Da fuck? No. How did I not know what a cervix was?
Yeah, the cervix is not...
When I'm like 22 years old.
A lot of people don't know what the cervix is.
Yeah. Hey, the cervix is up there. It exists.
Cervix is the little opening between your vagina, which your vagina is the actual canal. And then Canal Street.
Street.
And then your cervix is like at the top of your canal. Mm-hmm. Anatomy lesson, y'all. It's the little hole that goes into your like uterus and the rest of your reproductive organs.
Yeah.
So like the cervix is not what people think is the vagina is the vulva.
Yes. The outside stuff, vulva, labia minora, labia majora. Is it majora?
Majora.
Wait, that is actually so embarrassing. Labia majora. I knew there was a J. I don't know why. I just assumed it was this Spanish.
That needs to be the name of the episode.
Labia majora. Anyways, okay. So labia majora. And the clitoris.
That's
hope y'all know what that is. Especially if I have a crush on you.
That's the vulva.
And this is a travel episode.
Yeah. Traveling through the vaginal canal. Okay, anyways. And then the cervix is the top. Yeah, okay. I already said all this. Anyway.
Tell us again.
Back to the story.
So anyways, I was like freaking the fuck out. This was back when my anxiety used to be really, really bad too. Y'all, it's gotten a lot better. Like I used to...
I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about labia majora.
Labia majora.
Anyway, continue.
Labia majora. Anyways, so don't know why I thought that this whole time I've been alive.
And that's you didn't think that.
I think I might have.
No. It's just because you were in Costa Rica.
I hope that's why. So anyways, I was like, fuck, did I take a tampon out? I don't know. I was freaking out. And we went to urgent care because I was like, I just need someone to look up there. Mm-hmm. And so I went to urgent care and there was not a tampon in there. I made us go to urgent care for no reason.
Well, and I was going to get my foot looked at, but then I never did, which is typical of me. I'm like, it'll be fine.
You should have been the one going to urgent care, not me. But now I know what the cervix feels like. So anytime, because this still happens sometimes where I'm like, do I have one in there? I can tell. I use my finger. this episode.
I don't know if I've touched my own cervix. I
recommend it.
Gives me the shivers.
Know what it feels like. Highly recommend it, you guys. Touch your cervix. Just kidding. This episode is getting a little crazy.
Anyway.
This is one thing I want to start implementing in all of my trips. So we went and went and went. I feel like on Pete and I's European trip, we were going so hard. Like especially in Florence, because I did a lot of the Florence planning. I was like, we're doing these things this day and these things this day and these things this day. And one thing actually Kendall has taught me, because she's a really good trip planner, is to have like a go day where you go and do and see things. And then the next day, like this day, we're going to go to this cafe and then have a beach day where you lay on the beach all day. And then the day after that, we'll like go on a hike and do this. And then the day after that, we'll have another beach day at a different beach. I personally need that. And I feel like that's one of the things that we were missing in our trip. I feel like we didn't get our relaxation until the very end, which was still amazing. But it would have been nice to like have a day where we sightsee. And then the day after that, I don't know, let's just go to a cafe in Florence and drink wine and do what we feel like doing. Then the day after that, we'll do museums. You know, I think that's a big thing that I'm learning is I get tired.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's exhausting. Spacing out your leisure time, leaving room for exploring and spontaneity.
That's fun too.
Yeah, well, and that's the way. I mean, of course, you want to plan and see things and like do the things you want to do. That's super important. But I think having the balance of also having free time is like when you really get to explore and get to know a city, you know?
Totally. Honestly, one of the things I was so grateful for that Kendall planned pretty much all of Brazil. Well, not pretty much. She literally made the itinerary and planned the whole thing. Thanks, Kendall. For the last 2 nights in Brazil, we stayed at a resort, which, I mean, ironically, earlier I was like, we stayed in hostels and blah, blah, blah. The resort was $70 a night for each of us. For this 5-star freaking resort, that would have been probably like $500 per person a night. Is somewhere more some Mexico. I don't even know, Florida even. Like it was so much cheaper down there because 1, we weren't visiting during the touristy season, and 2, Brazil is just cheaper than it is here. So $70 a night for this fancy hotel. So nice. We did that for 2 nights and it reset me. Is that right? Grammar? I felt
it, and I was reset. No,
and I was reset,
and it was a reset,
and it was such a reset.
I think I was reset. Makes sense.
I needed it before Costa Rica because I was exhausted. Because by the end of our trip, we were doing like national parks and lots of hiking and outdoorsy stuff, and staying in hostels like for a lot of the tail end of our trip. And then Kendall's idea was to go to a resort for 2 nights and just have a day where we rotted by the pool. And it was so needed. I mean, like, and you can find cheaper ways to do that too. Like, we didn't have to stay at a resort. I mean, honestly, it was affordable for us to do that, especially considering what it was. Like, giant, huge buffet breakfast, nice pools, a free spa to go to with saunas and steam rooms. No, we like had a pool day, went to the steam room, went to the sauna. It was so nice. And I was like, holy shit, I needed that so badly. I felt so rejuvenated. That's the word, not reset. I felt rejuvenated before going to Costa Rica, before my week of adventure again. And I really, really needed that. And that's something I want to implement into a lot of my future when I go on like big trips. Like for a couple of weeks, you know, like having certain times in the trip for adventure, but then certain times for leisure and rotting.
I think it's hard too, depending on how long your trip is, because you were gone for a long time. Like
I was
your
gone
trip
for 28 days.
Yeah, your trip was like a month basically.
Yeah.
So sometimes on like shorter trips, it's harder to like, because you want to see all the things and you want to do all the things. But it is so important to like find that balance, because the things that apply to everyday life don't go out the window when you're traveling.
Yeah. Like, yes, that is so true.
In everyday life, you need balance, you need rest, you need alone time, you need relaxation in the midst of your work schedule and your crazy life.
And I find myself feeling guilty when I'm traveling if I like take a day to do that. Like, I'm like, oh, is it bad that I'm just like sitting at this pool? And then I have to remind myself, actually, I just spent 2.5 weeks literally like hiking, exploring everything. Like, it's okay if I take a day to not even go to the beach, but go to the pool.
Yeah.
Right there. And like, it's fine. It's what my body needed. It's so important to listen to yourself when you're traveling. There's also one morning where like Kendall, Jill, and Danny, we all like woke up and they were like, let's go get acai bowls and walk around the city. And I just woke up and I was feeling really run down. Like my throat was kind of hurting. I was exhausted and I knew we were doing more nature activities later that day. And I was like, I cannot do this with you guys. I need to lay here for like a few hours. I need to like drink water, take liquid IV, and take medicine and just rest. And I did that. And then I felt better. Like, I mean, partially because I literally took Advil and Tums and whatever I needed to take.
But rest.
But also
you
resting.
Laying there
I was
probably...
Like, and I didn't even fall back asleep. I think I was just listening to music, like laying there, but I needed that so badly. And they came back and I was like, that is what I needed. And also, I think I needed alone time too. So the fact that the three of them were walking around the city and I was like, as much as I want to walk around the city, I have to sit back here and rest. Also, we had already walked through that part of the city before. So I was like, I've already seen it. Let me just rest. And you don't need to feel bad about that. Like,
no.
I had moments that morning where I was like, ugh, am I like wasting my day? No, because then the second half of that day, I went to the sand dunes and like had at the time of my life. And I don't think I would have been able to enjoy it if I wouldn't have stayed and rested.
If you don't listen to your body and you power through something that you shouldn't be doing, then you're gonna you're just prolonging your illness or your exhaustion.
There's so many layers to traveling. I feel like when you're going on an adventure, you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah. And like how I said before, the things that apply to real life don't go out the window. It's like even more so when you're traveling because you're like
true.
You're in a new place. You're not in your normal routine. And there's a difference between like a vacation and a trip, right?
Yeah, I always say that. Difference. There's a difference between vacation and trip.
So obviously if you're like going on a vacation, which is just as like wonderful, like sometimes you just need to like rest and relax and feel rejuvenated and that's your whole trip. If you're on a trip where you're like going on excursions and doing hikes and seeing sights and doing all these things every single day, your body is not used to, like, that's not normal life. So you have to be even more proactive about taking care of yourself and listening to your body than you would in any normal day, you know?
Brazil and Costa Rica, this past trip was not a vacation.
That was an adventure.
It was an adventure. It was a trip and it was the best time ever. And I feel rejuvenated in certain ways. Like, I'm like, wow, this was an amazing time. I feel like it was nice to have a break from my everyday New York City routine. I got to see things, like I had so much fun, whatever, but it wasn't restful, you know? I mean, I gave myself some time for rest, but I agree. There's a difference between, to me, a vacation is like, I'm going and I'm sitting somewhere for a week outside and then like having a glass of wine.
Yeah.
And eating.
Like a beach trip, which is
all inclusive.
Awesome. Like, I want to do that soon.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, there's a time and a place for both. There's
exactly.
I want to see the world. I want to go and do all of the adventure-y things. But then sometimes when you're tired, it's like, man, I also would really like to just go to a beach somewhere in the tropics and sit there.
All right, everyone.
All right.
What are we taking home today?
I guess we're taking home one, that it is possible to travel on a budget. I really like to emphasize that because I think people often ask me, like, how are you able to do that? Girl, because I'm staying at a hostel for $11 every night and it's not extravagant and it's not for everyone, but that's how, if you prioritize it, you can make it happen. Also, it's just, I think it's good to do while you're young. Like, that's my recommendation. That's my advice to you listeners out there. Well, no matter what age you're at, if you have a desire to travel, we only have one life.
Yeah. The reason why I like, when we went to Italy and Spain last year, obviously we had the opportunity presented to us because your mom, it was a dream of mine. And I had this perspective shift one day and I was like, I'm never going to go if I don't make it happen. Like, what am I waiting for? You know, if I want to do it, then I just need to do it. Like, it's not going to just happen if you don't do it. So if there's like somewhere you want to go, something you want to see, like, you just have to do it if you want to do it. Then you know that.
I've never regretted any trip. Like, there have been, I remember I had to think about it before I went to Thailand too. Like, Mason and Travis were like, we're going to Thailand. We want you to come. Like, what do you think? And I was like, holy shit. Because they were going in a few months. It wasn't like, we're going in 2 years. Let's go fall of 2025. It was like, we're going in a few months. Do you want to come? And I was like, that's like a very big question. Like, I've never been to Asia before. Going to Thailand for 2.5 weeks. Whoa, like, I've traveled to Europe, but that's all the way across the world. And I finally was just like, when, like, I don't know. I have 2 friends that are inviting me to go on a fucking trip to Thailand. I have a free flight with my credit card. Why the fuck would I say no? Thailand is a place that had been on my bucket list forever too, but I had just never made the effort to make it happen. So I was like, I guess I'm making the effort now, and I will never regret doing that. I don't regret any of the trips I've ever taken, even if like I'm behind on finances a little bit after. Whatever. I spent my money doing a really cool thing that I'm going to remember until the day I die. Slay.
When you're on your deathbed, are you going to look back and regret any of that stuff? No. Would you maybe regret it if you didn't?
Yes.
Maybe, you know? So it's one of those things. We all have bucket list places and things. And obviously we have to be realistic as well. We all have lives and jobs and whatever.
And I do realize too, like, I am privileged because like, I'm over here talking about traveling on a budget, and some people might not even have the opportunity to buy a plane ticket to pay $11 for a hostel every night.
100%. Yes.
So I get that.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I definitely know people who make more money than me and are in a better financial spot that are like, well, I can't do that right now. And I'm like, you could. If I'm doing it, you can. But everybody has different priorities. And
definitely.
I think one of mine is just to travel.
If you don't want to travel, that's fine too. Like, I'm more saying, like, if you're a person who wants to, like me, who had never been to Europe and like it was a dream of mine, you can do it if you just do it.
You can do it. You can do it.
If you don't want to travel, that is okay too.
But you probably should. Don't you want to have life experience?
We live on a floating rock. Don't you want to see the other parts of it?
No, like, actually,
like, it's so weird to think about, but
like, not judging you.
This is our planet.
But also, like, if you don't have a desire to travel, I'm curious as to why.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really important for the soul. As an actor, I think it's the best thing you can do, or an artist of any kind. It's like you're experiencing life.
Yeah.
Anywho, take that stuff home.
Take it home with you.
Take it home. Make this
Brazilian lemonade, you guys.
It's so good. No, yeah, it's actually really good. And on that note,
bye.
Is that it?
Yep. Bye.
Okay, bye.